In this episode, I'm going to address the age-old question of what is an entrepreneur and can you learn to be an entrepreneur? So a lot of people seem to glorify and sort of romanticize what it is to be an entrepreneur. Everybody loves saying that they're an entrepreneur, but I think very few people actually are. I think people think that if you start a company or want to start a company, you're an entrepreneur, but typically those people are just wantrepreneurs. They just want to be entrepreneurs. And I feel the real defining characteristic of what is an entrepreneur is someone who doesn't talk and someone who just gets shit done. That's the biggest difference. And I speak from personal experience. I used to be a entrepreneur for so many years. I would just tell people about my ideas and it would give me this brief feeling like I'm actually doing something, tricking myself into avoiding, like finding a reason to avoid the hard work that is associated with actually building a company, building a business. Another common trait of an entrepreneur is someone who makes a lot of excuses. They always find a reason not to. And an entrepreneur is someone who just makes it happen regardless of the situation, regardless of the circumstances. He treats a problem as a challenge instead of some sort of, obstacle that you just turn away from. Furthermore, an entrepreneur blames others. An entrepreneur takes 100% responsibility for everything that happens around them. And let me tell you, having gone from, blaming others to taking responsibility, it is the most liberating thing you can do in your life when you finally understand that everything around you is up to you. You can change your surroundings, you can change your friends, you can do whatever. And the same thing applies in business. It's all like in your power to change everything. And I guess like to sum up the definition I looked over there. I guess to sum up the definition, like the real core of an entrepreneur is that he is not a dreamer. He is a doer. He doesn't, his dreams are just manifested into reality, where most people live their whole lives wanting to do stuff, wanting to be themselves but being afraid to. They end up dying full of regrets because they lived a life full of fear. And an entrepreneur just, he does all the stuff that he wants to, and I think, yeah, that really is it. So moving on to the second part of the question of, can you learn to be an entrepreneur? So I used to think that people were born entrepreneurs, that you couldn't really learn to be one. But now I've changed my mind, and I realized for most of my life where I actually thought I was an entrepreneur, I was nothing but a entrepreneur. I was just someone who was talking about all these great ideas that I had, but I was scared to put in the hard work to actually build on those ideas and execute them. I was a dreamer. I wasn't a doer. I was a talker, and I was full of shit, to be honest. And I learned only to be an entrepreneur once I actually started doing. And that's when you really learn so much about yourself. You learn who you really are, how you function, how this mushy bit of flesh in your head actually works. You learn how to overcome your laziness. You learn how to work when you're not motivated, because you're not always motivated. And so you can learn all of these things, and I have figured out how to overcome a lot of these things on a daily basis, and you create a system out of it, and you become a systematic machine of execution. And that is something I believe you can teach. And that is the reason I have this channel, because I feel I can get across a lot of those ideas and a lot of these hacks that I have discovered within myself, because they're applicable in everybody. So that's the good news. You can all be entrepreneurs if you really want it, but it's only up to you. Nobody else is going to do anything about it for you. But that's, at the same time, that is the greatest thing, is that it's fully in your control and you decide what you do with your life. If you want to work for someone, that's fine. If you want to do your own thing and try to change the world, that's amazing. Go for it. You have one shot. I always love saying to myself, every day I remind myself that I have 15,000 days of life left. Like, why wouldn't I give everything that I have to try to change the world we live in? I stopped being a victim and I started being a victor, and you can do the same. Thanks for watching. As always, leave your questions in the comments. I will be doing more of these because I enjoy it, and I hope this is of value to you guys. So leave your comments and your feedback. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.